So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of work on the shoulders here. So you might want to sit on your knees with a cushion underneath your hips, or you might want to sit cross-legged. Just come into a comfortable position here. That's great. And then we might move to seated on knees if that's comfortable in a minute, but if it's not, you can stay cross-legged. Okay, so we'll bring the arms, actually first of all just bring the arms to your sides, just allow the hands to relax by your sides, and we'll do some shoulder rotations. So I often do this stuff in class. So we'll bring the shoulders up to the ears and then slide them into the back, and then draw them down the back and then slide them forward so that the shoulder blades spread, and I'll come to the side so you can see. So they're sliding forwards. And then up to the ears, and then into the back, and then down the back, so you're sliding the shoulder blades down and forwards. So this last one, last time you do it, see if you can do that rotation less from the arm and more from the shoulder blade. So it might be a smaller movement, but see if you can start to recruit some of the muscles between the shoulder blades and the back of the neck to bring that movement. So it might be smaller. So up to the ears, and think about shoulder blades drive that movement, not the arms. And then squeeze the shoulder blades together, but try not to move the arm bone. And then slide the shoulder blades down, and then slide the shoulder blades forward so that they spread apart. And again, it's quite hard to do it without moving the arms around. And we'll go in the other direction. So draw the shoulder blades into the back, squeeze them in. Good. And then slide them up towards the ears. Lovely. And slide them forwards to spread them apart. Good. And then down. And we'll do two more. So really thinking today about the movement being driven by the shoulder blades themselves and less by the arms. Forwards and down. And one more. So it might be smaller than your normal rotation. Back and up and forwards and down. Great. And then bring the hands to your sides and out a little bit, palms facing forwards. And we're going to find that rotation at the shoulder blade. So, at the shoulder joint, the socket. So by turning your palms face forwards and then behind, and then forwards and behind. Now, first of all, see if you can just isolate that movement as the top of the arm bone rotating in the socket. So see if you can keep your shoulder blades out of that movement for now. No shoulder blades. Keep that going, good. And then you can start to bring the shoulder blades in. Can you feel that difference? So as the shoulder blades spread apart and slide forwards, you're rotating inwards, and as they squeeze together, you're rotating the arms outwards. Good. So you've got a bit more movement going on there now. Good. And then we can make it more into a cat-cow. So round the spine and look down as you rotate inwards, and lift the gaze maybe into a gentle back bend as you rotate back. So forwards, arms rotate inwards and back. And you can bring in the breath. So exhale as you round the spine and rotate the arms inwards. And inhale as you lift and open the chest. Rotate the arms out. Good. Let's do a couple more with the breath. Get that spine moving. Good. One more. Lovely. And then coming back to centre, give the arms a little shake out. And then bringing some movement, so that you might want to move onto your knees now if you haven't already, if that's comfortable. If it's not, just stay cross-legged. I'm just going to start to sweep the arm across and up and open the hand out to the side, palm face forward. Good. And then sweep it back in that circle and bring it behind, take it to the other side. Sweep the arm across the body, open out to the side, so you get that opening across the chest here, and then back the way you came. Good. Hand comes behind, take it to the other side. So you've got this kind of fluid movement, one side to the other, opening the chest, working into the shoulder. We're bringing in a little twist as well. As you take one hand behind, rotate, take the other hand to the side. Good. Everyone got that? Feeling good? So we can move it up a notch. You don't have to. You can keep going like this. You can bring in a little pelvic tilt to lift the bum off the ground as you reach the arm up overhead. So you can bring a tilt to the pelvis and press the hips forwards as you open the chest out. Good. That's great. Lovely. One more each side. Lovely. And then we're going to come over to all fours. So we're going to come to hands and knees. So hands underneath shoulders, fingers spread really nice and wide. So get a sense of the pads of the hands pressing down and the fingertips. Wake up your fingertips. Press those fingertips down into the ground. And then paw the ground like a cat. So from the heel of the hand to the tips of the fingers. Really waking up all those nerve endings on the hands. Good. And then can you take that round to the side so the fingertips face away from each other, keeping that pawing motion going. So with this wrist work, just do as much or as little as is comfortable. You don't have to take the fingertips all the way behind you if you don't feel good to do that. See where it feels comfortable to bring the hands to, but you might want to try to bring the fingertips around to face towards you. Just still padding the ground and then circling back round, so fingertips facing apart. And then forwards, and then in towards one another. Good. And coming back to face forwards, and just placing them down again in stillness. And again, press the pads of the hands down. Press the fingertips down. So you have more of a sense of your whole hand now, gripping the ground. And we're going to move forwards and back. And actually tuck the toes under now. So tuck the toes as you just shift the weight forwards and back. Again, as much or as little as is comfortable for you, but you're pressing down through the pads of the hands and all the pads of the fingers. As you just start to take that movement forwards and back, you can make it quite dynamic if that feels good, or take it slow and gentle if you're just easing into your wrists. Okay, and then just come up to seated. So your toes are tucked under, and just sink back as far as is comfortable. We're just going to bring a little bit of rich sensation. You could equate that to pain into the toes, just to stretch them out. It's sensation rich, this one, isn't it? So you might not want to take your full weight back into the toes, but we're just giving them a stretch out here. And we're going to maybe bring a smile to our face as we do that. Everyone's favourite. The toe stretch. Good. And then let's come back to tabletop. Untuck the toes. Feels good when you do that, right? And then we're going to bring in